Tennis's first mega event of the year is upon us. The Australian Open was going to be the return of tennis's biggest rivalry. But with Rafael Nadal's withdrawal from the slam, everyone will be wondering who can possibly stop Novak Djokovic. The Grand Slam begins this weekend, and over the next 2 weeks, Melbourne Park will witness players attempting to etch their names in the sport's history books. Organisers have increased the prize money, a 13% rise from last year, with a record $59 million up for grabs. It promises to be bigger, better and much bolder.
Melbourne Park in the Australian Open is on steroids. This year they've been extra loud and extra sporty, and everyone has lapped it all up. And with reason too. After Rafael Nadal's sudden withdrawal from the slam, the first mega tennis event of the year needed that extra bit of stardom and sport power. So Novak Djokovic and friends hit the centre court to dish out some never-seen-before entertainment for the excited fans. He joined forces with some of Australia's renowned sporting heroes, such as Peter Ball, former cricket captain Steve Smith and gymnast Georgia Goldwyn. And it was a riot. But let's get back to the challenge at hand. Who are the top contenders here? Leading the star-studded lineup at the tournament in the men's draw is the one who holds the Australian Open title for a record 10 times. And after the loss at the Brisbane International, Djokovic will be looking to turn up the heat.
I knew that probably not going to be at my 100% physically, emotionally, mentally, game-wise. In the opening week of a season, neither did I expect that, neither did I want that, to be honest. It's all a part of the build-up for Australian Open, So that's where I want to perform at my best. And so, again, it's never nice to lose a match, of course, but it's not really going to stay with me much.
Djokovic will eye to go past Margaret Court's haul of 24 Grand Slam titles, a record that has stood for half a century now. But he will face some intense fire from the young guns at the Oz Open. Standing in his way are two main foes, Jannik and Stan Wawrinka. Yes, you heard me right. Wawrinka has been rather quiet all these years, but maybe on hard courts you can't discount this mean machine. Wawrinka's 5-set marathons against Djokovic at Melbourne Park in 2013 and 2014 were undoubtedly the most thrilling matches at the tournament. And this edition could promise part 3 of the two rivals. Wawrinka has previously conquered Djokovic in French and US Open finals, and now could be a potential 4th-round hurdle for the Serb. Then comes Sinner, whose rise to the top can't be ignored. Sinner's best run at slams was last year's Wimbledon, where he reached the semi-finals but lost to Djokovic. Sinner is also among the very few to defeat Djokovic twice in the span of 12 days, during the Davis Cup and the ATP finals. Carlos Alcaraz's run in 2023 was below expectations. The Spaniard was plagued with injuries and skipped the Australian Open last year. So he returns with the hunger to win his 3rd Grand Slam. Alcaraz, who has taken the tennis world by storm, could set the stage on fire because winning this Grand Slam would see him dethrone Djokovic and reclaim the #1 spot. Over in the women's draw, Iga Swiatek, seeded #1, is a favourite. She will chase her first Australian Open title, but her path looks slippery. It is projected that she will face former champions Sofia Kenin and Angelique Kerber in the initial rounds. Meanwhile, Aryna Sabalenka will look to retain the Australian Open Championship. She cruised to the world #1 rankings after reaching semi-finals of the other 3 Grand Slams. None of the big seeds is in her way in at least the opening rounds. Her only worry could be Ons Jabeur at the quarter-finals. Jabeur is an established trailblazer in tennis, and her mission continues to be to chase that all-elusive Grand Slam. Nicknamed the Minister of Happiness, she has nothing to lose. Last year, after missing the Wimbledon, she broke down into tears and admitted that it was her most painful loss. She approaches the competition with just one mindset: experience values more than the final outcomes. Let's not forget comeback mom Naomi Osaka, as well as teen sensation Coco Gauff. Both could prove stiff competitors in the mix. Now on to the Indians who have made it to the main draw. Sumit Nagal being the only one in the singles category, becoming the first Indian at the Open after 3 years. Rohan Bopanna will be in action with long-times double partner Matthew Ebden.